Good afternoon, folks. It's 12:57 p.m. on the 14th day, 4th month, 2022. And would you look at the guilt getting ready to occur over this valley right here? So I'm just going this is for the current conditions going by over the last 2 hours. Not really showing very much. Doesn't look very impressive until I start going over to some of what's planned. And I got to use the word planned for this valley right here. This is a growing region of India. They grow a lot of crops here. I went and I had a look. So without further ado, to get the warning out, I'm going to go right to the accumulations over the next 5 days. As you can see, over the next 12 hours, it's a nominal amount of rain. And if you're in this valley, you still have time to get to higher ground. Higher ground is going to be these mountains, but that's not a short distance away. And then as you see, the increase of the rain, especially as if I go up here, this is where the biggest amount, and all this is going to run downhill. And this is already in the next 12 hours, right? It's all feeding this river system, which I'm going to show you. I'm test driving the Brio mic. I hope the sound quality is good. I'm going to aim it a little different for a moment. So bear with, okay? Right, not much of a difference. So as I go into the next 24 hours after this, right? That's 12-hour difference, excuse me. That much is falling. And this is a catastrophic amount of rain you're getting ready to see. Now look at that in the next few days. And we'll get a better total of when all this is going to occur. That's about a half a meter of rain. And you're over a half a meter now in the next 5 days. You've seen what affected Australia. Well, this is a catastrophic amount of rain. Slated for this area here. All this is a water catchment area. Right? This is a terribleness that's occurring. And it's being set up now. It's very difficult to see much of anything on worldview for this area. As I go in, I'll put some labels on. As I go into, excuse me, it's kind of up near the Myanmar border. A lot of EMF insertion here. Bzzz, pulses going on. Yes, there is a space weather event. I'll document that as well. At the old space weather dashboard, because I always look. This one should do. A bit of a tick. It's not the one I normally use with the lights on the top. I usually come to this one. So let's get another view. We got to keep it real, folks. Keep it real. Always look for natural first. Now we're clean and green. We had a minor event. Just have a look. Isn't it fun? You had a bit of a puff coming out. What are we showing here? Looks like most of what we had is past us. Oh, there's that puff. It impacts us. Still impacting the backside, but it's not a huge decider for today. What I would say might be more of a decider for where this energy came from would be something like this. Here, watch this. I'll show you. If I put on the weather radar and I back up and I come down, you'll see some guilt. There's some beaming going on. There is an airport here. See how low. Bzzz. Full on, folks. That was 1.44 hours ago. So shouldn't show up on the 2 hour. Well, maybe it will. Let's see if it's ongoing. It's an ongoing event, and we have a cross beam coming here. So we do have signs of weather manipulation coming from in here next to an airport. And so a lot of stuff was blurred out. So it is the most likely suspect that is beaming and is adding energy to the atmosphere, and it's located down here. Yeah, I do my lookings. Look at the guilt here. Cambon City. These poor folks. You got that many flights over here. It ain't that popular a destination over here in NAM too. What's going on there? On again, off again. Spray on, spray off. Controlled by computers. Whatever came along in a line here deployed some plumes. Mighty square edges to things when you zoom back. Scale our energy over here. File. Lots of chem. I'm covering this flood. This is going to be a catastrophe for these folks. And this is their breadbasket, and they're forecasting terriblenesses. Absolute terriblenesses for these poor folks. So this is their current radar. They got a cell coming through here, and this is rotating. So they can expect some bad weather along this line here. Bzzz, getting fried, getting fried. Yep, all this is a floodplain, folks. And what you rain up here comes down here. It does. So a long sustained flooding event will flood eventually down here through to Bangladesh. And then, let's say about 10 days from now, if I send a storm up the Bay of Bengal to meet the floodwaters coming here, this place is an absolute wipeout. And I am concerned about that when I see rain accumulations like this along a line that is a water flood catchment area. This is a main river system. I'll show you now. This is what I'm talking about. This river system here all feeds down into Bangladesh, into the Bay of Bengal. All those pictures you saw as a kid, the conscience for Bangladesh, starving, flooded out children, all occurs along here. All this is farmland, you know. If I flood this out, I wipe out a breadbasket. I control the food supply. Again, a direct attack on people and food supply will occur in this event. I'm zooming in now. You can see this is farmland. All farmland. All potentially to be flooded by the geoengineers this week when this river breaches its banks. When this river breaches its banks. When this river here becomes full and doesn't have all these eddies showing. All these things. This is where it runs when it gets thick. And when it gets real thick, it goes all the way to these edges. All this is a floodplain. And while I'm very, very concerned now about this area here, and this is the area of the heaviest rains that I showed you here, in this area here in Jorhat. And north of them here, just a little bit higher in 5 days, half a fucking meter of rain. Look at that, 669, up jumped the devil. Up jumps the devil. So there's somebody that does the number. Look at that area that gets that. All feeds into this catchment. The flooding of a country's food supply right here. Oh my God, these poor folks. Let's get a warning out any way we can to these people in here. Get to higher ground. Leave your fucking stuff behind. I don't think you got enough time. 24 hours. 3 to 5 days. It's your choice, people. It's your choice what to warn. Let's make some people safe. Downriver from here in 2 weeks. You guys get prepared. Build your ark. And share. Share the help. My goodness, look at this here. This is a plume I had. I was showing this feed from the meteor from Himwari. Look at this plume here. Now I'm watching. I'm watching a lot of different ways. And I'll show you where I got this image in a minute. Now this interacts with this chem plume coming into it. It blows into a storm. I've been watching this, and this is the 1 hour loop. It takes a while for these to load. And I'm getting these from Himwari. I can keep watch on all different side parts of the world at once. I can come here. I got file lists. I can go to the past and get imagery. Real-time data of these plumes that I'm seeing. I'll set it to load, but it really is. It's extensive. And I got lots of choices. Okay. Gonna hide this sandwich. See, all these plumes come out all at once. The dynamics of the clouds are exactly the same everywhere here, all at once, to decide, hey, let's all go square-edged and head to the opposite way of everything flowing, right? This is geoengineering. They're coming out in an arc. Very square-edged. This is not a puffy cloud. These are chem bombs being deployed over India. This is all of India right here. Sri Lanka, beautiful gemstones, Cylons come from here, and coffee, good coffee. It's the only good part about this rain is making that monsoon Malabar. Look at the squareness to this over Sri Lanka. This is geoengineering India, streaming moisture up into the area that is planned to do this. Plan to do this. Wugong. Now, this is a breadbasket. This is where food is grown. This is one of the agendas of Agenda 2030 is the destruction of crops. And this is the weather plan. And they plan on destroying the food. They plan on ruining lives. They plan on daring to do this again. They dare. Look at that. 700 fucking meters, man. I mean, millimeters. Running down into this river. Right into that water. Wow, this has got to stop. This earth can't handle our truth if this is what we think needs to happen. All along this river, this water's coming and it's headed toward Bangladesh. It's headed down river. It's headed here. All this flows. You could see the remnants of the past, what it does. It rips down here. It doesn't come straight across, though this will flood. This will come all the way across. And all these rains in here will all be joining this. All of it's joining this, and it's all coming your way, and it's headed here. Oh my God, these poor folks. We gotta stop this geoengineering program before it's too late. Before it's too late. This is just disgusting. Let's get the word out. Warn these folks. Big love. Peace.